spectacular emotional defense. LeBron James with no regard for human life.
Sir, yes, sir. We are here again. Welcome to episode 2 of the You Said What Now podcast. I am Clock. I'm here with Michaela, and I have a very, very special guest here in the building, Maclin. Maclin, how are you today? Maclin is an artist, a creative thinker from Cleveland, Ohio. I've known him for a couple years now. I wanted to be my first guest on the podcast. Maclin, welcome on, brother. How are you?
Thanks so much. We've known each other for a couple of years.
I think so, yeah.
How many's a couple? Like 2, 3?
Like a year and a half to 2 years is a couple.
Okay, that's fair. That seems fair. Yeah. All right, that's good. I'm good. It's St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
Celebrating earlier with Jake Schiff. I think you know him.
We're both Irish.
We are.
So we have to celebrate for our ancestors.
I was actually confirmed under St. Patrick's.
Oh, really?
Patrick, yeah.
No way.
Learned about that when I was a young man.
Yeah.
I don't know why I picked him.
You kind of look like him.
Do I look like St. Patrick? What does he look like?
I don't even know what he looks like.
I don't know. Probably bearded like that.
Aren't we all just like trying to be? This is an interesting start, huh? We're already talking about saints.
We're on St. Patrick's Day. We're talking about
true.
Irishmen, saints. You kind of look like him. Drinking. Yeah. I got beers. Unfortunately, Maclin can't have any.
Yep.
But I'm going to drink them. Probably all of them.
Please
Hopefully
drink
not.
all of those while we're here.
That would be crazy. They're
we
not
brought
even
the
Irish
champagne
beers.
for Maclin.
We do have champagne, but we don't have glasses.
It is spicy.
Or anything.
Maybe we can open that up. I'll pay for that. I don't care.
Shake it up and pop it on camera.
I need this thing off of this.
And it's green.
Yeah, you could adjust that.
The green vibes, yes.
All right.
It is green vibes. All right, so You Said What Now? We are powered here by Westside Productions. Shout out to Greg and the whole crew. And we are sponsored and partnered directly with betstamp. If you don't have the betstamp app, go download it right now. Like I said before, betstamp, if you're looking for a direct odds for, let's say, LeBron MVP or Donovan Mitchell's points, go type it in on the betstamp app. It'll show you the best odds for all sports books. So you don't have to go directly to one. It shows all the sports books odds. Did you know that, Maclin?
No, I know nothing about gambling.
Well, today we're going to get you signed up for every single sports book, betstamp and everything, and we're going to place a wage on camera. How about that?
So you've never just went to a casino or anything like that?
I've been to a casino many times.
Just not with the sports?
I like slots a little bit, but other than that, I'm just not into it. I tried to play poker as a young man, but I just don't have the patience for it. And betting on stuff always just makes me feel like I'm rooting for someone to lose.
Yeah.
Which in games that I'm not involved in, I don't like. Like I don't ever want to cheer for someone to lose. I want to see the best game possible. So picking a side and like sticking to it for a team that's not my own, it just seems like ridiculous.
You have no control over it. That's why a lot of people don't do it. Like
There's zero control.
My dad thinks it's so stupid. We went to Vegas and all my friends bet on sports, right?
Yeah.
So we went to the sports book and started betting and running all these wagers and shit. And my dad's just dogging us the whole time. He's like, you can't even like think about like adjust anything. Like you have no control over anything. You're just betting on Kevin Durant to hit this basket and win this game. Like it's stupid. Like he wouldn't even do it. But yeah, you're right.
It's tough because if you don't control the outcome and you have no input either, it's like, why does it matter? And then it just becomes an interesting way to lose money. So
it's
fun. Yo, don't get me wrong.
Super fun.
A handshake bet with your friend, amazing. I love that because it's fast and like $20 max. We talked about this.
Yeah, you're right. The max you would do is 20, right?
Yeah. Well, it was 10, but inflation.
Inflation does fuck a lot of things up.
It's just too much. Because $10 not going to get you anything. $20 will get you a good lunch. Mm-hmm. So that's what I go for. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's not to say I don't bet.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not into the apps and the real-time betting because it's addictive.
Very addictive.
Very addictive.
I've seen a lot of people I know get into the sports betting since it got legalized, and they're betting whatever, and it's not going to say out of hand, but it's definitely out of hand. Mm-hmm. But I bet you $15 I don't finish these Blue Moons today.
You bet me $15 you don't
betting
finish.
On the episode.
No chance. Dude, you're going to finish all of those today.
Oh, damn.
It's Friday.
Yeah, you're right. And it's St. Patrick's
You
Day.
could have bet that, Alex.
I stuck my hand out.
It's a good bet, but see, I didn't extend mine. So
Yeah, you
I'm,
didn't,
I'm
yeah.
not interested in that bet.
So you don't like those lines. Betstamp was fucking up
No,
on
the
those
bookie
lines.
sucks. He needs something better.
Are you a Cavs fan?
Yes, I'm an everything Cleveland fan.
Okay, good.
Do I watch the team? Not often.
Okay.
I don't spend a lot of time watching television, including games. So
I'm the same way. I'm not much of like a TV person. Like I
Really?
don't really go on like.
I'm not like on cable. I would only go on cable for like a game.
yeah, what
Yeah.
about like Netflix?
I mean, yeah, I'll go on Netflix,
YouTube.
Hulu, and shit. YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, so that's TV.
Netflix
Yeah.
and chilling.
So
you
you're gonna
know?
watch this episode on YouTube.
Yeah,
That's TV.
it is TV
I like that.
because YouTube has TV now. Do you see they jacked up the subscription price for that?
They did, yeah. And
$9.
Netflix too.
$9.
Yeah.
It's an extra $100 a year for YouTube TV.
That's
It's probably
fucked.
the best though. I mean, the
It is the-
service is really good.
It is, yeah, it is. I had YouTube TV at first a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they've improved since. Another thing here, shout out to Drop Cleveland. We got a 1995 Cleveland Indians
I don't know if it's good.
sweater here. Shout out to Scotty. Shout out to Wavy Duder on their end for hooking me up here. Yeah, it's pretty dope, ain't it?
Shout out to Goodwill in Oxford, Ohio, for hooking me up with this awesome wool St. Patrick's Day sweatshirt.
Nice. Irish heritage right
Yes.
here, tatted on me.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, and the little shamrock.
Wow.
4-leaf too.
So you feel lucky.
I do, yeah. I'm lucky to be sitting here with you
Ah.
today, and Michaela,
Oh.
Wow.
and Schiff.
Schiff,
Yeah, Schiff.
Schiff said earlier he wants nothing to do with being on camera and everything to do with being off camera. So we're fulfilling his wish today.
Schiff is Maclin's bodyguard here today. If shit gets out of
He's
control,
my bodyguard, my manager. Afterwards, you guys are gonna be getting a
got
fat
the
bill.
blicky.
So
A bad meal.
just be ready. The champagne is nice discount though.
oh yeah, we could pass that.
I don't know what
around
I'm
in a
gonna
minute.
drink that out of. Maybe there's a paint can somewhere in here.
You waterfall
There
it.
is.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, you could do that.
Cool.
So Maclin, so very creative. When I first got wind of you, you were taking pictures,
Mhm.
editing the photos, and then I just heard of, you were on podcasts before. You have your own YouTube. You write.
Yep.
You draw. Like
Mhm.
just an artist in general, creative. Where did that stem from? Where did that start at first?
A good family friend of mine had a camera and loved doing like video effects. So from a young age, we were always doing some sort of summer movie for the small community I'm in, and it just, for whatever reason, he always had this idea to create fairy tales and would turn the kids into some sort of fairy tale character and then create some sort of plot line out of it. So I always had something to look forward to every summer with video creation particularly.
Okay. How old were you?
I was probably like 6, 7 years old,
Okay.
young kid.
So you're just seeing that creative thing at the very young age,
And it was encouraged there. Kind of fell out of that, but then just always interested me. Bought a camera when I was like 12, and kind of just never looked back from there.
Nice.
Is anyone in your family like into art or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. So my mom she ran a business for a while, family business, and her passion is like designing homes and interior design. So she's very creative there, but she's always been a good photographer. So I picked up that from her.
Nice.
My dad is a dentist, and he crafts like beautiful smiles, which I think is an interesting.
That's an art.
Yeah, it's an
It's
art.
an art.
So he can also draw anything from memories. Incredibly creative at building. My grandfather was an engineer, so he has like very mechanical design skills. So I've always had some sort of like creative energy or intelligence that was
Mhm.
kind of,
It was just all
forming
around
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but in a different way. Like I don't think most people see a dentist as a creative person, or someone that does private school work as creative. But they had their little things that always, like,
Yeah.
the hobbies that made me feel creative.
I feel like everything, if you, like you said, you don't think of a dentist as like being creative. I think anything is creative because you can
Yeah.
create your own path for doing that specific thing.
Absolutely.
Creativeness is everywhere, you know.
Everyone has like their own creativity and anything
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Clock, what is your creativity?
What is my
There you go.
creativity? Everything it wants to be. Being myself is creative.
Mm-hmm.
This is creative. This whole podcast.
This is
you know?
creative.
Yes.
Inviting you, sending that message was very creative. I think I added a couple commas in there. That was creative. Wow. You know.
Commas are hard because you got to like actually look up where to put them.
Yeah. Right.
I do all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes
Where
they're.
to put a comma?
Yeah, like does a comma go before or after but?
Yeah, that's
a tough one.
That's a tough one. That's definitely taught in like second
Before or
grade.
after, but
Yeah.
It's after, right?
I was thinking about this thing, but I'd rather think about this thing. Where do you put the comma?
I think before, right? Before?
It is before the but.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
correct.
See?
But
Because
it-
you're
it-
taking your pause and then starting your next sentence with the but.
Right.
But it depends on where you take the pause. So we don't at
I
this
guess that's true.
at this moment. I think it's up for debate. That's why I wrote a book with like almost no commas in it. I specifically took out a lot of commas.
Yeah. Let's go into the book here. So,
Oh damn!
or
Straight
actually,
into it.
before the book, I was going to say something. So, photography.
Yep.
That's something where I noticed you're very unique in the way you take photos. Okay, so you're
Okay.
out at a concert, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You'll just flash the camera and just take it real quick.
Yeah.
And the pictures, they all come out fire.
Yeah.
All of them are fire. Why that way? Why walking around, do you just like flash it? There's no focus, no nothing. It's just boom.
Okay, that's a good question. The answer is because one, I'm trying to get like short moments, right? Like I want something where it's not posed, where it's a very candid thing. And the only way to do that is to be faster than the person's reaction to me having a camera in my hand.
Wow, yeah.
So that's
See,
number
that
one.
makes complete sense.
The second one is I like a little, like we all played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So if you can,
I do not.
okay, do you know what a no scope is?
No.
Okay. Do you know what a no scope
Yeah.
is? Okay. Yeah. So if you can no scope someone, like that's awesome. So like it's this weird gamer in me that's just trying to like no scope people
Okay.
with headshots, literally. They're
Yeah,
just photographs.
yeah. See, I mean, they all came out fire. It's just like
Yeah.
getting them off guard like that is
Mhm.
awesome. I think it's a cool way.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
it's not just like me winging my camera out there. Like I know what I'm doing, and I've
Right.
had a camera in my hand for so long that I know exactly where I'm pointing it, where the focus is, how it's going to flash, how the settings are.
Mhm.
Like I set the conditions for me to be able to pull out my camera and take a picture immediately.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. You
within
got that. You got
0.5
that.
seconds.
You got that. It's like muscle memory.
Yeah.
So like for an athlete, it's like you're able to knock down that three like every time.
Yep.
You're
As soon as
able
I
to
see it,
knock
I'm
that
like,
camera
okay,
out.
that's a picture I should take, and then I
Yeah.
take it, rather than like photography is all reactionary. Like every image you've ever seen is a reaction to something that you've
Yeah.
seen. And even if you're like trying to predict what's going to happen, you're still reacting to the event.
100%.
So just the faster I can react, the better not the better the picture is going to be, but like the more close to that moment that it's happening.
The exact moment. Yeah. I know
Yep.
what you're saying. So it's like it's a specific moment thing. It's like don't wait because a lot like hey, take this picture, pose real quick. Like hey, like shit.
Yep.
That's not in the moment.
It's still the moment,
Not
but
like
I'm trying to get candid specifically.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to
an
get
action photo
You're like
too.
stopping the current moment to create another moment.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's deep too.
That's good. It's good
Yeah,
perspective.
That's pretty good. So let's go into this book here. So
Before we get in, can I ask a question? I guess it's about the book.
Go ahead.
Yes.
When have you always like thought about like writing a book, or when did you like be like, yeah, I want to start writing a book?
I've always written. I didn't really realize it, but kind of looking back all the way back to high school in my algebra class, pre-algebra with Carl, we would just write raps over Earl Sweatshirt beats and like kind of rip him off a little bit. And I just kept up with that. So
Earl Sweatshirt beats. Why that?
I
specific
just like
genre?
Earl Sweatshirt. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Just the way he used words, so fantastic.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'd always written, and I knew that I was good at it for whatever reason. I was very capable at writing, and I kind of knew from a young age that I was going to put some form of literature together. Didn't know I was going to expand into like music and writing and
You
poetry.
never know where creativeness is
but-
going to take you.
Sure, it's a great thing to say. So I didn't know the skills I was learning, but probably about 5 years ago when I started like really putting things down on individual pieces of paper and like recording them in these little notebooks that I make, did I know I was going to put a book together.
Okay.
So I just like walk around for hours, not walk, but like adventure for hours and then write down my thoughts as they came to me. And typically my thoughts tend to be more poetic than just today I saw a fox. So
Yeah.
there's always a little bit deeper of meaning as I attribute it to the thoughts that are passing through my mind as I experience the things on my walks.
Okay. Did you take like any writing classes in school that kind of like, did you ever go to college or anything?
I did go to college. I went to Miami of Ohio in Oxford where I got this sweatshirt.
Nice.
I guess it'd be a sweater, not a sweatshirt.
Sweater, yeah.
It's made of wool. It's very nice. I really love it. I dug it out of a box today. I forgot that
Keep
I had
it warm.
Yeah. I love wool. I think we should probably have all our clothes out of wool. But I went to college. I went to Miami of Ohio. And I took one poetry class there with a guy named Chris Cheek. He's a very good poetry teacher. And I got to really test my skills in like a public forum.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been making music and writing songs and like making content and taking pictures for a long time. So I kind of knew that I had a skill for this. And it was my senior year when I had already taken like all my required classes. So I was kind of just like bumming around taking the easier stuff. And I took that class, realized that I was definitely writing better poetry than not everyone in the class, but some people in the class. And that I had a passion for it.
Wow.
So took one class, but that's it.
awesome.
That is awesome. I love
So that led you on. So that was many moons ago. So that led you on to creating a book here.
Yep.
It's called Providence.
It is.
Before we get deep into it here,
I read this whole book in a day.
Hell yeah. That's good. It's a short, it's an easy read, right?
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like
It's an
that
easy
you
read.
have different sections in the book as well.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
not all about like one specific thing.
you can get Providence here. It's on Amazon. Amazon store. Is it anywhere else?
Yeah, you can buy it on my website,
Your website.
Maclin.io.
Maclin.io.
Yeah, pretty easy. I'm sure that link will be in the bio. But
Link in the bio. Yep.
yeah, it's what do you want to know about this book? I really love it. It took 5 years to write it.
5 years. Explain that. Or I guess, does it normally take people a lot of years to write a book? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yes and no, depends on the person.
Depends on the person.
This one I needed 5 years of material to edit through and put it together in one final thing. This is my first book, so I can't say if it always takes that long.
Yeah.
It was probably unfocused work for 5 years, and then the last like 3 months I probably wrote 10% of the book and put it all together. So
So yeah,
I
talk
don't know.
about the process then. So it's been 5 years.
yeah, the process is simple. I walk around. I have these little notebooks. Like I said, I hand make them, and then I just write my thoughts on them. And as they come to me, I put them down.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, I have all these little books to look through with high, as far as I can tell, high quality thoughts that I cared enough to write down. So I know that like they're worthy of looking through. And then I just pick the best ones, and I put them all in order, and then it's a book.
Wow.
That's so interesting. So you always have a little book with you.
Not always, but I try to. Yes, something that I can write on or draw on, or just put. How many times have you had a great idea and then you forgot it?
Yeah.
It happens to
So
every
everybody
single person.
should have a little book with them.
They should. They should.
So I want to
And,
read. I'm going to be spitting this out. I have 3 quotes
make a
that,
Give me
Real
one
quick.
sec.
that I
Shiv,
like.
Actually, can you go in the driver's side of the car, and there's 2 white envelopes with pink fronts. You'll see it.
Are you giving us cash?
Yes.
So I actually have so I like the first part before you even like go into the book.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Hold on. Right here. It says, before you begin reading this book, it is my suggestion that you take a deep breath before and after reading each piece of writing. Thank you for your time. Why do you tell people to take like a deep breath in and out before each piece? Because I think breathing, like a lot of people do like breathing work, you know? So I think breathing is like, it's really good for like the mental health.
Absolutely. That's part of it. I mean, definitely been a practitioner of breath work for a while. And I recognize that, you know, before every big moment on TV, before every big moment that you see in a movie, before every human being's big moment, they do one thing, which is They take that big breath, they let it out, and then they go do the thing. Do I want it to be super like emotional that this is this big moment before you dive into the book? No, but I want you to center yourself and be as focused in the present moment as you possibly can. Okay. So if you can do that, and then, you know, I guess selfishly, if you can be that present with something that I wrote specifically to publish and share with the world, I would hope that it'd be meaningful for you to take a moment to reflect on what I said and how it impacts you. And I wrote it specifically from the perspective of I. The whole book is from like the I perspective, so that when someone else is reading it, they can read it as their own book.
Wow.
And feel that way for themselves.
That's really deep. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That makes me think. Yeah, reading your book, I could relate to it. So many different quotes throughout the whole thing. Just like, and it made me think deeper on a regular basis, just to live in the moment and take things in. You know, you're a big take the moment in, enjoy nature type of guy, I'd say. Just appreciating everything that's around you, not taking things for granted, and just keeping your mental open.
Always
being able to think and allow thoughts to freely come in and out. You know, don't limit yourself to certain things for thinking and everything like that. But what's up with these white envelopes before I talk about my shit?
You wanna make a bet?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm always down the way.
I bet you $10. We'll do 10. Actually, I got $1. I got $1 in my pocket.
Thank you.
One of these pockets. I bet you $1. You can't guess what's in this envelope.
Bet you $1? Wait, I actually do want to bet on this because maybe I'm wrong, but I was hoping this might be what it is. You know the little smiles you made?
Oh, yeah, the little smiley faces.
Wow,
I
she
was
did
really-
ask about that.
I
were
was
watching
really
the YouTube.
hoping that you would bring us a smiley.
I don't have any of those, so that'll give you a big clue.
Damn it.
Hold on. Here's the bet. If you can guess what's inside this envelope, I will give you what's inside this envelope and $1.
Oh.
If not, you have to give me $1.
I don't have cash, but
You can bet. Can you pay it in crypto?
yes.
All right. Thank you.
Actually, Doge is down today, so probably not. All right, so it's between two things. It's either wait, let me think here. It's either season 3 of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or a DVD of you writing out your book over a 5-year span.
Wow. I mean, I need a final answer.
B.
Neither of those.
Damn
I
it.
would have said Fresh Prince
You owe me
Ballet.
$1.
I don't know. That's so hard. We got to open it.
I'm rich. Fastest dollar earned is dollar saved.
This is kind of crazy.
My great grandfather taught me that one. He's a good man.
Oh my god.
What is it?
It's this little
Oh, hell yeah. The pad that you have, right? Nice.
I'm gonna carry this with me now.
You should.
Anytime I have a thought, I'm just gonna write it down.
See, that's
Shit,
what I do
we
with
might
like,
even be authors of a poem book now. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do that with like I have my notes in my phone. Anytime I think of something to do or like a topic for like any type of content that I try to think of and it comes to my mind, I put in my notes.
For sure.
So
There's
this
one
is kinda
difference
like
between
that.
this and the phone, though. And
Writing.
it's kind of important to note. It's actually a warning that I give to every single person that I give these notebooks. Whatever you write in this notebook will come true. So
It's manifesting.
Manifestation. That's what I was
just
just gonna
take
say.
that as you will, but be careful. There are bookmarks in there as well. Just little.
These?
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Um,
I love this.
So
This
yes,
is
be
sweet.
careful what you put in here. Be honest, and that's a very important thing as
Be
well.
honest, be real, right?
And recognize that whatever you put in here will come true.
Shit.
So
So, did you have these books before you released your own book, or after?
yeah, I've like kind of iterated these over a while. I started with a piece of paper, and then it was 5 pieces of paper, and then I put a paper clip in the corner to make them stick together. And then over time, I've just kind of improved the product until it is what it is today, which is like organic recycled hemp paper and just the perfect mix of things you need to have the best pocket notebook ever.
This is sick.
It is. I like it.
Explain Mind. Now, this is your brand,
Yes.
right? explain what it is exactly, because it's art in general. It's creative art, right?
Yeah, I would say like creative production.
Creative production.
That's a very basic way of putting it. I've had a long process of thinking what mind is, but I don't have a straight answer. Yes, it's just my current brand and my LLC, and that's nice. But I think it'll evolve over the years, and it'll just be the house for all my things. Same way with Virgil and Off-White. I think about it in that perspective going forward. I'm not there yet, but I make my products, I make my clothes. I want everything to be custom tailored for my interests, and hopefully through that process I can make more of these things, whether that's clothes or devices or spaces and experiences that hopefully improve the quality of a human life. So yeah, I'd like to do that in the future, and this is just the start of it. So
awesome. Cool. Yeah, I checked out your website and everything, went through it multiple times, your Instagram, YouTube videos. It's all very connecting. I really enjoy being able to see that, because I know the thought process going into it is very deep. So it means something more than what is just being put out.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's always the intention.
Definitely. So let's go back to the book here. I have a random quote from the book that I enjoy, that I'm going to share with you. Now our increments here are randomly 30 minutes. So in about a couple minutes, we will pause for station identification.
Awesome.
Before we do that, though, every creative expression carries with it the seed of the next. Now this hit me very hard, hit me home. Okay. So every creative expression, that's me showing my creativeness. And with that creativeness that I'm showing, it goes on, it carries into the next one. So what I'm doing right now is going to be part of what's next and what's next after that.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So I love that. When I read that, I'm like, he's talking directly to me. Okay. Yeah.
So it struck a chord. That's good to hear.
Like we're sitting in town hall and you told me that directly. Like I saw you sipping that Casamigos with that healthy shit. And
I did that today. Yeah.
Yeah. See. And you were talking directly to me. But yeah. Explain that for me.
Explain how every creative expression carries with it the seed of the next.
Yeah. Do you remember when you wrote that down? What were you doing?
I can't remember the writing of that one. Some of them I can. But this one not particularly. I just think it came to me in a moment where I was realizing that as I kept digging deeper and deeper, or climbing higher and higher on this creative journey that I'm on, I realized that it's just one more step, and it's another creation that proves that I love to do what I'm doing to myself. And this idea, yes, I either love it or I don't love it. And if I love it, cool, I'm going to do more like that. If I don't love it, I'm going to avoid that. Right. So it just informs me of the thing I'm next to create. There's always something to be taken from what I just made and bring it into the next thing.
Yeah, there's always next. There's always a next. There's always a next. You know, there's no limit on what you're doing. Yep. I love that. Station identification. Any breaks? Anyone got to take a shit or anything?
No. Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and I like stress over cinematic look of everything I'm a part of.
For sure, yeah.
Cinematic, I'm realizing might not be the way to go.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it could be cinematic. Cinematic can go in many different ways, I would say.
Sure, I'm talking like strictly film look, like cropped bars on top. Like it looks like I don't know. Anyway, Michaela, what were you gonna say?
Wait, before you say anything, did you know that your face is on the wall?
What? Oh shit! Look at these. Look at all these amazing people that I'm a part of.
Do you know any of those artists up there?
Let's see.
Or we got a player up there too.
That looks like a tree of Lil Baby. Is that Lil Baby or 21?
That is Lil Baby.
Okay, cool. We got NLE Choppa. I learned earlier that was Tusi. Selena Gomez, she's incredible. What a star.
Actually,
sensation. Most followed person on Instagram, by the way.
It is, yeah.
Selena Gomez or Hailey Bieber right now? Do you know about the Hailey drama?
I don't know anything about her, but this is a Justin Bieber thing.
Yes.
No, I don't know anything about it other than that they are they had a relationship and that they're married. I don't care either. But no, Selena Gomez, shout out to her because Wizards of Waverly Place was awesome. So
It was awesome.
I watched
That
a lot
That
of
was
that.
a great show growing up.
Who else we got? I don't know the guy in the middle. I know Dirk.
You don't know the guy in the middle?
No, he's got like some weird hair, heart shape in his
That's
head.
Drake.
I've never heard of him.
Kicked out. You gotta go now. I'm sorry. Wrap the show up.
Wait, so wait. What's up with the Drake hate?
You said what now?
You said what?
Nice.
I know Shift's shitting over there.
No, I've heard of Drake. Actually, it's funny. The clothing company that made this sweater is What's Next, and I love that song.
Oh, what's next?
Yeah, I think it's a great song. I'm a huge fan of
Can you
Drake.
wrap a line on it right now?
Huh?
Wrap a line off it.
No,
right
it's
now.
all right. But that's his song. That's his song. I'm gonna let him perform it because I can never do it justice. But no, I love that song. I didn't like Drake until Nothing Was the Same, and then I.
That's the second best album he's had.
Yeah, I listened to the whole album on the way to Detroit for the first time on the way to Kanye Yeezus.
Oh wow.
It's just a legendary experience. I got to like sneak down onto the floor and watch Kanye
Shit.
climb up his giant mountain, and yeah, just like nothing
Kanye
was the same
concert.
after that. Literally,
Wow. Are you a Kanye guy?
love his music, love the vision, love the genius vision.
Yeah.
But
kind of tweaking recently.
yeah, I think he got himself out of some bad contracts, which were obviously super lucrative, but he recognized that he wanted to own everything and do it himself. So I don't know what the crazy shit was all about, but I know he will do and say anything to get whatever he wants. And sometimes he might think 2 steps ahead, which is I'm going to say some crazy shit and get myself out of this one.
Right. Yeah. I actually never thought about it like that. Like he wanted to get out of certain contracts and shit. So that makes sense because he has been out of pocket, per se.
Oh, for sure. At least publicly. We don't know anything about him privately.
Yeah, who
so
knows what he's doing privately. He's probably a nice dad.
Hopefully.
I have no idea. But his music is just incredible. It definitely inspired me as a young kid. Still does to this day. And I don't know. I learned a lot from just watching the way he can and will do anything that he sets his mind to. Actually, I was talking to Jake about this earlier. One of the things I learned from Kanye is that his only skill is that he can learn anything. So I feel the exact same way. I can learn to do anything on this planet. Doesn't matter what it is, I can learn to do it.
Yeah.
I can learn to do it really, really well because I've learned to do other things really well. And I can take that same mindset and just apply it to everything. Plus YouTube videos and books, like
tutorials and shit.
You can learn anything on the internet now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta put your mind to it. If you put your mind in it, I feel the same way. I feel like I can do anything except for rap.
That kind of like goes off this code I'm about
Put me
to
in
read.
a booth and I'll be all right. I'll lay down the hook.
You can do something. You probably have creative input, but what do you got?
So it says, I can cross any bridge in my mind or with my feet. Only one will take me to see the other side.
Yes.
That's deep. Because I feel like sometimes your body or your mind wants to do it, but one or the other is always telling you, like, maybe no. It's like sometimes it could just be like a fear stopping you or something like that. So what is your like?
I can cross any
outlook on
bridge in
this?
my mind or with my feet. Only one will take me to the other side. So just like literally only your feet will take you to the other side of a bridge. Your mind cannot get you to the other side of a bridge. You can think about getting to the other side of the bridge.
So we have different perspectives on that. 'Cause I didn't
Sure, we all do.
I didn't think of like that. I mean, I guess that is like the perspective on it. Like your feet can take you there. But sometimes I feel like this can play into like other things where like sometimes you have fear of like doing stuff in your mind to where like
Absolutely.
you don't want to go out and do something.
Absolutely. So this would be a looking to the future inside of your mind and recognizing all the possible outcomes. But the only way to get there is to physically move to that spot, do the things that you have to do in order to get to that place, which is the other side of the bridge. And oftentimes, I'm sure most people imagine the like wooden bridge that you got to like walk with the
Shaky
ropes
Yeah.
over a giant crevasse with a river flowing beneath it and sharks with lasers on their freaking heads.
And Pablo went first and he like fell. And
Yeah, he fell through
Yeah.
because he stepped on the bad one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You got to put your mind to it to get your feet to move though.
sure. But only one of those things will take you to the other side. So it's an effort to, I don't want to say stop thinking about things, but if you want to get anywhere in life, like, you can think all the way until being a multimillionaire lying on your deathbed at 85 years old, which is beautiful. And I think people should do that. But
I
if you
see,
just
yeah.
sit on your ass and never do anything, you'll never get to that
Just
place.
taking action.
I like that. Yeah, if you put your mind to it, then you're gonna get there.
Look at all the things
your
people
little
say.
everyday actions.
All the things people say. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Talking big, but they never actually do it.
A lot
Talk
of
the
like
talk, walk the walk.
Yeah,
Walk the
yeah,
walk.
gotta
That-
walk.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Take
That's the
action.
simplest way to say that one. You're either going to talk the talk or walk the walk.
100%.
Yeah.
That's just another way of looking at it.
see
Fuck
all
yeah.
different perspectives. That's what I think I love about like poems. Like everybody has their own like perspective on what they're reading.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I was afraid about with this book, which is that a lot of the things are so general. The way I've written them is so simplified that it can mean so many different things, but I love that because it is applicable to so many different scenarios, and you're going to have a different way of looking at it. You're going to have a different way of looking at it. So it's heartwarming to hear that you found interest in them. And those two particularly.
Yeah. It takes your mind on a different path, you know. Like you said, you know, she has a different perspective on that quote compared to how you wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of most of the shit in your book. There's different avenues to look at it.
Yep.
You know, it's not just that specific way. You're like, wait a minute, let me really think about this real quick. Okay, you know.
I do know. I do.
So you had another one in there, and it was like a fraction. You had we over me.
Yeah.
From my perspective, when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking like I'm putting like everybody else above me before taking care of myself.
Okay.
Is that kind of, or like putting just others before myself?
This one's actually a visual poem, and it's really hard to not explain it, but if you just turn it sideways a little bit, kind of rotate it this way, you can see that
This way?
either way, really, you can see that it's a mirror reflection.
Yeah.
What? Wow. Okay.
So
Crazy.
the line in the middle is actually a mirror, and what I'm attempting to do is show you that the we is a reflection of me, or that me is a reflection of we.
See, I would have never known that.
Yeah, I didn't peep that either.
I don't know if you.
But you can also
see.
read it as we
We'll
over
pop this
me,
up
which
on
is
That's cool.
I think a socialist view. But I'm not a I'm not a communist, so
Cut that.
no, I can leave it. I'm not a communist, that's for sure. We can leave
No,
that
no,
in.
we got listeners
But-
though.
In Russia, you try to listen. Oh, great! All right.
That's really interesting though.
See, like I would take that and I would blow it up and put it on my wall. I told you that before, like some of your quotes and
Yeah.
stuff, just to have like.
Well, you have great printouts right here. I actually like the style of it. It's kind of funny because you scan them. I'm looking at it. It's cool. It's a cool way to present the work.
These do look like scans, don't they?
Well, they are scans, right? Or the
No,
pictures.
They're pictures from my phone that I
Well-
just printed directly.
Oh, so you like took it kind of in a weird lighting.
I was driving.
It's cool looking.
Look,
It
there's
looks
a steering
cool,
wheel
man.
right-
Yeah,
right
you
there.
you could take that and put it in a frame and save yourself a whole bunch of money.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
for
I like
sure.
that.
So
Cut it.
I want to play a little game here with you real quick.
All right,
okay?
let's go.
So I'm gonna show you 3 faces of people,
Okay.
and I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind when you see this face.
Mm-hmm.
2, why?
I have to give a why.
Give it a why. All right, are you ready?
Yes. That's Madonna.
First thing that comes to
Iconic.
mind.
Iconic.
Okay. Why?
Because she rebelled against the status quo and put her, I don't want to say life in danger, but she put her human respect on display with like a virgin. She was really taking a chance with that one. I really just thought from that moment on she became the superstar that she wanted to be.
Why does she look like this right now?
Sometimes images aren't flattering, and this is taken on a long lens, so I can tell you that it's definitely going to widen her face a little bit, and she's at an angle that's typically not used for portrait photography.
Yeah.
So
So
she's
essentially, the photographer dogged her.
just the camera, just the shape of the lens and the optics, like the way the light travels through the lens,
Mm-hmm.
didn't do it justice. But I bet if you pull up another picture of her where it kind of showed the full body, because she looked like a star that night. That's some tight hair. Those are some tight braids.
Tight braids.
It's tough.
She's got the dangly earring.
Yeah, those probably cost about $25,000.
Right.
So I don't know. She's wearing a suit. I think that's interesting. She got a little diamond on her tooth too.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Madonna.
Yeah. Shout out to Madonna, icon. Okay, next one.
Spike Lee.
First thing that comes to mind.
Do the Right Thing.
And why?
Because that was, I believe, his first movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what's his name? Mookie. I believe his name.
So, yeah.
Yep. And I watched that in film class in my sophomore year, and my professor didn't like me, even though I always had the most succinct, best answers for what it is I was supposed to be receiving from these films.
Right.
And I really liked that movie. It was good.
Okay.
He's a legendary director.
Hell yeah. And a crazy Knicks fan.
Crazy
too.
Knicks fan, sure. We'll give him that too.
We'll give him that. All right, the last one.
Adam Sandler. All right. First word that comes to mind.
First thing.
Normal guy that does his craft exceptionally well. Gee, that's hard to say.
I agree.
Yeah. He just wants to hang out and like do his thing.
Yeah.
But he's also going to be like an old Jewish rich man that
Yeah.
can just like pull some strings when he needs to.
Yeah,
he's definitely tied into the mafia 100%. You know he is.
Just walks down the street, normal dude, like baggy clothes, hoops with rappers and shit. Going on tour. You guys going to the tour? Then he's coming to Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know
What's
that?
he doing?
He's on a comedy tour. Stand up. He's coming to Rocket
Cool.
in April.
I'd see it. I bet it'd be great. He's had a lot of time to make something.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cool.
A lot of time.
All right.
I think I'm Grown Ups when I look at him.
Yeah.
That was like
Really?
my favorite movie for a while. Yeah.
Oh man, every single movie I think is legendary.
How old
for
are
me.
you?
21.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 27, gonna be 28 soon. So just a couple years difference. I was like definitely Mr. Deeds, Happy Gilmore type.
Happy Gilmore.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Have you seen Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I feel like that was a.
Maybe.
It's okay.
It's the golf movie.
The golf one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Grown Ups is the best one, in my opinion.
I
That
feel
shit's
you.
funny as
I
fuck.
respect that 100%.
Billy Madison was what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
That also is
because
fire.
that's a legendary movie, man. Could you
Billy
imagine being
Madison.
Billy going to college or going to all? He didn't go to college. He went to high school, right? That final game
Um,
show for his GED.
Was
I
it high
love it.
school?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was high school.
yeah. You ever have a crush on a high school teacher?
Oh yeah.
I think everybody has.
Yeah, probably.
So I went to 2 high schools. So the first one,
I don't need to know their names. I think that's
first
a
one
little
was
too much,
all boys. So it was. I'm probably a no.
but- okay.
With all due respect.
Just no. You're just
respectfully,
clarifying. You're just
Hey,
clarifying.
I'm just not into that. I'm
That's
just
good.
not into that.
That's good. Understood.
And then the next one was, yeah, there's some chicks there. Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Did you learn anything from them or just?
I don't remember what class it was. So next thing we got going on here, Michaela has a quote of the day, something for us to take in and show our respects.
Sorry. Little delay. All right. Quote of the day. To live a creation life. Oh, wait.
What?
Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Ayo.
To live a creative life, we must lose the fear of being wrong. Banger.
That cuts deep.
That does. Because
Yeah.
I think that goes back to like what we were talking about, like putting things out on like the internet and like
Mhm.
having that fear of like what
Being
people are
a
gonna
creative,
say.
you can't have fear.
Yeah. Have you like did you experience with that
yeah.
like releasing your book?
Oh, so much doubt. I think doubt is the key word there. Yeah, I just want to make sure that what I'm saying is true to me, like emphatically true to me, so that when years go by, I can look back at it and agree with myself and not say that was short-sighted and I didn't have that fully fleshed out. I think a lot of times we're in this culture now where we're forced to just rush everything out and
Oh,
put it out
yeah.
as soon as it's recorded, put it out. But I'm just too careful with my things, and sometimes that's at a detriment, meaning like I don't release anything. I produce a ton, but I release very little. So
Mm-hmm.
there's some element of that is doubt, some element of that is
Just being like a perfectionist, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely a perfectionist. That's hindered me in the past way too much. That was like my first major breakthrough that I had to get through, was just like put stuff out, even though it's not perfect, quote unquote perfect. But yeah, I face that every day with everything that I make.
Yep.
And I'm so grateful that I have a very supporting girlfriend that's cheered me on and like kind of rebuilt my confidence a little bit to help me. I still release things, but I'm very selective. So
yeah, you have to be.
There's some element of it that's good, some element of it that's not helpful.
Yeah, self-doubt is huge. That's why it took a minute for I know I told you like a couple weeks ago, damn it, to come in and record. And it took a little bit longer than I wanted. That's just me. I've been very careful with what I've been doing recently. Just making sure it's the best that I could do, because your worst enemy is yourself.
Yeah.
You know, that's the worst enemy you're going to come across. Making sure everything is as good as it could be and the best of the ability. But yeah, can you grab that piece of paper if you can?
Where is it? I got you, bro. Let me see what it says.
Yeah, that's the next one. Go ahead and read that.
Ah, wow.
It's one of my favorites.
This one I always felt like was a bold one to include. I didn't necessarily love it.
Really?
I love it. I think it's great, but I think it's like it just kind of hits a. I try to like glitch people with this one. My spirit walks ahead of my body. Narrow the focus. Listen for the birds. Children sing because they haven't been told not to yet. I drag my feet through quicksand, which running turns to loose stone. Steadily, footsteps rise as a mountain forms beneath my feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so let's just start with the first one. My spirit walks ahead of my body. We talked about this earlier. I can project myself all the way to the end of my life and kind of look back from that perspective. So I know that my soul is already existing in many capacities, whatever I so choose, because the art of free will.
Okay.
So narrowing the focus is what allows me to kind of focus on one thing, decide on one path. As I'm going on that road, I listen for the birds, because for me, I found that my best meditation is to listen, just listen, like literally look around the room with my ears, or look around the space that I'm in with my ears.
Okay.
So that's a way to help people get into the flow of focus. The glitch comes from the children singing because they haven't been told not to yet, which is like, I felt like that was the boldest part of this.
Yeah, so
children sing because they haven't been told not to yet. So how many times have you seen a child that just runs freely, does whatever he wants, and or she, and they sing, they laugh, they play, they draw, they create, they imagine. But there's some sort of freedom that comes with that gets diminished time after time after the parents or the teachers or whoever it might be in their life says, stop doing that, stop playing,
stop doing,
grow up, this kind of thing. So kind of trying to embrace a childlike spirit as I go on to the next part, which is dragging my feet through this quicksand. This one's like an element of mixing up time. Clock, I do have time tattooed on my hand.
Nice.
But I drag my feet through quicksand. So dragging your feet is slow. Quicksand obviously is fast. Through quicksand, which running turns to loose stone. So if you're moving slowly through quicksand, you're going to sink. And then as you start moving through it, you sink faster. And that is supposed to let the reader know that the next thing that they read, steadily, footsteps rise as a mountain forms beneath my feet. Just saying that keep a steady pace, and the ultimate pinnacle of what I'm trying to achieve, my goal that I've set for myself, will form as I walk.
Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Do you remember writing that?
Yes, this one was actually someone's bumping outside. This one came when I was riding around in my Chevy Impala, and I was probably sipping codeine. I think I was I was on the islands out here in Lake Erie, and I was doing a lot of focus on lucid dreaming and remembering my dreams and writing down my dreams, and playing around with the idea of like this amorphous wake and sleep thing. So I was kind of like always in a dreamlike state.
Okay. Do you tend to remember your dreams when you wake up?
Yeah,
Are
I've
you
spent so
one of
much
the-
time. Yeah, I love them. I think dreams are amazing. I love reading into them, just seeing what my subconscious is trying to tell me.
Right. Sometimes when I wake up, I write down, because they fade so quickly for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I write down like what I was thinking sometimes. I don't know why that happens though. Like, do you have an explanation for that? Does that happen to you? You said you.
I think everybody forgets their dreams because typically it's like meaningless information. But sometimes, like, everybody kind of remembers a dream that stuck with them. Sometimes you get flashes of them, but why do they fade away? I think it's because it's your subconscious doing a brain dump in the middle of the night and deleting old like files, basically.
You think it means something? Like, I always like kind of thought like a
Oh,
dream
yeah.
is trying to tell you something. Like,
That's the Irish gypsy in us.
yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Peaky Blinders lately. So.
I'm always like curious on like when you wake up from a dream and you'll be up for like an hour, but when you fall like right back asleep, you're right where you ended off on that dream.
Ooh, that's cool. That's
That
rare.
has happened so much. Yeah.
Yes. Or the ones where you fall and that feels so real. Hate those.
That used to happen when I was a kid.
It's called falling asleep.
See? I've never dreamt about lambs or sheep going over my head though. That's one thing I haven't.
Have you ever
You're
counted
not supposed
them?
to dream about that. You're supposed to like,
Think that.
you're like imagining sheep jumping over you. I've never understood that one. I don't know why people would do
Neither
that.
have I. I've never like.
No, counting will make you fall asleep. I guarantee you that. If you ever are having a hard time falling asleep, just count. Just
Well, that's
like
with
literally
reading.
count.
Reading before you go to bed. That helps you go to bed.
That's good. Yeah, it slows you down.
I just spin Drake. He helps me go to sleep.
Do you listen to the like Come Through and
Yeah,
true.
I spin. I mean, the most ones that I spin, like I hit shuffle, is Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. Those are my two albums right there.
Okay.
Mellow vibe, chill, thinking about her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got a boo?
No.
But you're thinking about someone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something.
wow.
Oh.
Something.
Drama.
Yeah.
What do we got? Do you know who it is?
I don't know.
Oh, he's keeping things from you.
Yeah.
I'll find
I
out
already
one
said
day.
too much.
Jeez.
So, the path of creating this for you, do you have anything planned coming up? Are you working on anything right now?
Yes. That's too broad of a question. I have a lot of plans. I think I probably have 100 ideas on a big board that I'd like to accomplish. Current focus is making useful technologies or websites for the technological creations that I like to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tinkerer. I'm sure did you have a MySpace? You probably missed out on
Yes.
MySpace.
No, I did not have a MySpace.
Yeah, you're too.
Did you ever
MySpace.
you ever see the people that change the HTML and like make it all like custom MySpace
Customizable?
page?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
screen shit.
I love it. I think it's so brilliant, and I've always tinkered with stuff since I was a young kid. So I'm just doing that and building websites for people, creative people, making fun art websites that display the talents of other people. I feel like it's a great way for me to use my skills as a service,
Mm-hmm.
and pays the bills. It's awesome.
Yeah. And
cool
it
stuff.
definitely helps the other person too, just being able to see what they have brought to life.
Yeah.
You know?
And I get to work with someone like super intimately and talk to them about their vision for the way they want to represent themselves on the internet.
And they
So-
probably learn a lot from you in general too, which helps them in the long run.
I hope so.
So creative step to creative step goes back to the other quote we talked about too. You know? I love that.
Do you plan to like release another book in the future?
Absolutely. A couple of them, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Same
gonna
type of
still-
format, you think?
Yeah. Have poems?
I don't know. It'll change. The writing will always change. I think I've come across the realization that I will always be writing things.
Mm-hmm.
What those things will be, I don't know. I'm a 27-year-old man. I'm sure when I'm 45 and wife, kids, house, all the things that come with it, I'll have a different perspective. But right now I'm just writing down the simple thoughts that come to me, and I want to continue to do that for as long as I can.
I love that. Because I'm definitely looking forward to another book. I love how you chopped it up too. So, you know how I like chopped up the sections? I really like
I'm
that.
definitely going to be into the next one too, because this one that you wrote recently really helped with a lot of the shit that I've been going through the past year. So I thank you for that.
That's what I
Glad I could
love, a
help.
book that you can like relate to, especially poems. Have you ever heard of Milk and Honey?
Of course.
I love those. Like I could relate to those a lot. So like having like a book like I can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a huge inspiration. I know she gets like from the outside world, people look at it and they're like, oh, it's so simple, but that's what makes it so amazing. It can hit so many different notes with so many different people that there is a general broadness to the ideas, but as every person reads them, they're going to find their own meaning. And it's just, I love the way she put her book together. So I definitely read through that. I definitely learned a lot, and just reading through the woman's perspective. I as I was putting my book together, I had never read her book. I read Milk and Honey, and what's the second one? There's another one. Her second book, read through all of them just to get a formatting idea, but I, of course, read the book as I was going through. And I learned a lot about what it means to be a woman in today's age, and she is so fiercely and quietly powerful in the way she relates her experience.
Yeah.
It really inspired me. I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought it was dumb. When I first saw it in Old San Juan, I was like, I don't want to read this book. It's stupid. And then I read it, and I was like, oh, shit, she's got a point.
You read it in Puerto Rico?
No, I saw it for the first time. I just remember seeing it there because I was in a bookstore.
Do you know how, like, she has, like, her little, like, art in each page? Or, like, I think it's, like, every other page. Would you ever, like, put more art in your book?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm planning to put photography in there.
Yeah.
Do a ton of photography. This one, it just didn't happen because of the nature of the book. I kind of just wanted to put the words out. But I'm collecting a lot of photography, and I have plans for like a combo photo.
Yeah, like a
poetry
photography book. And have one of your meanings behind the photo.
I hope so. Or
crazy.
Just something cool that I saw while I was doing it.
Yeah, right.
It's hard to tell. It's amazingly, hold on. It can be hard to tell a story with a photo, so I don't want the thoughts to like necessarily have to pertain exactly to the photo that I took on that day.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't. Sometimes
the its own story.
Yeah, like if I took a picture of this brick wall and said something about thoughts and thinking, like, okay, sure, it might relate, but it's just
that directly.
It's just a cool picture, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
You want to hop into our questions for him?
Mazel tov.
Yeah. Shift. We're at another 30 increment, if you don't mind.
I speak quietly, and that makes me stiff. I like to lean back while I'm talking. I've used the microphone many times, so I know what's going to sound best. This room's probably going to be pretty echoey. You'll have to do a little bit of stuff. Me on a microphone. Oh, great. Oh, sick. When I fucked up. Oh, my God. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but I fucked up the audio recording or the audio performance of MGK's concert on episode 100 of Impulsive.
Really?
This was like my first time running quote unquote professional audio, and they had only sent me a short snippet of the beat, and they wanted to do the full song, but I only had the short snippet, and it was supposed to loop. But instead of the short snippet of the song looping back to the part that was going to let the whole song perform and play live, it looped back to some other shit. And Kel's just like looked directly at me with the most fierce look of all time, instilled all of the fear of 1,000 suns in me. And I was like, I'm the worst. I just committed like the worst crime of all time. Kel's hates me.
God.
We'll never get over this. Like, I've just ruined everything. I ruined the show. I ruined the performance, but he's a fucking rock star. We fucked it up. I put it back on. He finished the song, and it was great.
Wow. So no hate or anything from him.
No, he's great. I got to hang out with him a couple of times, and he has a painting of mine on his wall.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That was by proxy of a house sale, but
hell yeah. I mean, it's on the wall.
Yeah,
so
I don't know how long it's
pretty
going to take for this
fucking
podcast to come out, but I'm totally planning on like going to the house and take that painting back because he didn't pay for it. So. I'm either going to ask him if he wants to keep it or if I can have it, because it was not supposed to be included in the sale of the house. So
I could help you get that back.
it's in Los Angeles.
Let's do it.
There's a lot of cameras around
Road
the house.
trip.
I lived there, so I know how to sneak in.
We could do some hangover shit when they go and take the gold from that one dude's house.
Perfect.
Paintball the cameras and shit.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
No, we don't have to do that. I just want to ask nicely, but it's one of my favorite paintings. I wrote the whole poem. It's a painting and a poem, and I wrote the whole poem in like one go. It's just the most epic thing I've ever written. Gigantic.
And he took it?
He didn't take it. The house was sold, and the painting was in the house, and I had moved out of the house.
Oh.
I was told that the painting we moved out of the house. The painting didn't move out of the house. So,
and this house in LA, you said?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I like LA.
So I have to talk about sports betting here for you. So what are you more of a fan of, basketball, football, or baseball?
Ooh.
Professionally. Or, I mean, throw in
like he's a
soccer,
baseball guy.
NHL, whatever.
Going to a basketball game is probably the most electric thing in the world.
Electric?
Baseball, yeah, it's amazing. There's so much commotion and pace. Football is a little bit slower. It's awesome to watch, but the conditions are always crap here in Cleveland, so it's hard to enjoy going to a game.
You only got like a month or so to go to games. Well, it's
Yeah.
nice.
Baseball a little bit slow. I played my whole life, so
Yeah.
I love it, but the entertainment value it just isn't there, and that's one that I just don't mind watching the highlights of.
Mhm.
But going to a game is great. It's a good way to spend time with my dad.
Definitely.
So definitely football. Or excuse me, basketball. Basketball.
It's a very back and forth thing.
It sure is, just like
Alright.
ping pong.
So what
That's
we're
why
going to
it's
do,
so hard with sports betting for basketball because it's so
Oh, are you
back-
leading me into the ad?
we are. So we're going to go on the bet stamp right here, okay? I'm logged in the bet stamp, as you can see on your screen. I'm going to go to NBA. NBA is going to show me a bunch of lines for tonight's game,
Yeah.
okay? Good idea.
Wait, so you've never bet once on sports, or you have?
Yeah, have you
never
ever
with an
bet?
app. I mean, yeah, I've been on a game, but it's like always handshake, always just with friends. Like I think this truly, I think there's a lot of like mental cancers going on in the world. I think
Oh, yeah.
sports betting number one, TikTok number two. Well, probably TikTok number one. Sports betting getting up there though.
Yeah. Did you see what Kyrie said?
No.
Kyrie said on I think he was on a show or something. He said sports betting has taken over sports to where people don't
Absolutely.
even enjoy it anymore.
That's
They're
what I'm
just
saying.
Yeah.
It ruins the
betting
game.
on it.
It ruins the personal interest.
Yeah.
So
Anyways, we're gonna get right into it.
great.
So let's see here. The Cavs play at home tonight against the Wizards. Okay.
Yep.
Do you like the Cavs winning this game?
Absolutely.
Do you think they will win by 5 or so? That's the spread.
I'm putting Cavs at 117. I'm putting the Wizards. Wait,
Yeah, Wizards.
they're the Wizards now?
Mm-hmm.
They're not the Magic?
No, Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards. Yeah,
So what team? Hold on, who's playing?
Cavs Wizards.
I thought you
Did
said
I say
Orlando.
Magic?
I thought you
Did
said
I?
Orlando.
Did I say Orlando? Did I? Sorry, I'm high. Wizards.
Let's try that again. Do I think the Cavs?
Cavs, are they winning against the Wizards by 5 or more?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you go into the app here, you see Cavs Wizards.
Yep.
It's showing you the best lines that are available by Sportsbook. So we're going to click on the ball game, and it shows you every sportsbook that is available here in Ohio.
Beautiful.
And we're going to see -5. As you can see, it varies between 5.5 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the best one they're saying is at Bet Rivers. Okay.
Yep.
Bet Rivers has -5 at -109. So you would put $2,000 on that at
That's a little
-5
cheap,
on
don't you
Bet
think?
Rivers. Now, if you sign up with Bet Rivers, you probably don't have it downloaded.
No,
I don't have it
definitely
downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and download that right now. You probably get free play from it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get everything situated in that genre.
Great.
So, as you can see,
So this app tells me just the odds of everywhere, and then I have to go sign up for all these apps to.
correct, yeah,
Great. It's a brilliant
It's very
aggregation
specific.
tool.
it is.
Cool.
And
That
there's a
helps
lot
you
more
win
to it.
more.
I'm still learning from it, but yeah,
If you can read it right,
yeah, there's a lot going on that.
you got to be an odds reader.
Yeah,
I just don't know how people like the odds makers are so good. They're
Well,
so good.
I've always wondered how do they like what's going on in the situation, what are these dudes all just locked in on the computer changing shit, or is I feel like they gotta have it automated nowadays or something. I don't know, but you can't have it automated.
There's
like
probably
that.
some algorithm that's running stat projections, and they run a ton of simulations to tell what they think this game might be, what the final score might be. But it's also guys that just study this all day. If it's your full-time job to look at numbers and
Yeah.
watch teams, there's 32 teams in the NBA.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't want to say that's too difficult, but you can definitely check a stat line of 32 teams in a day
yeah,
and put together some synthesis of an idea.
yeah. Another thing like live, what's going on live, how the line changes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say a shitty team's up.
Live betting, that shit's crazy.
Crazy, bro. How do they adjust those lines and all that shit?
That should be illegal. I think like bookies being able to change what they think is going to happen during the game is ridiculous. That's like,
During the
hey, no, we bet on this, but I know you
But
lock
I feel
in
like
the
that
bet.
gets more
but-
people to bet if you
Oh,
see
for
like,
sure, but it's like late in the game, it's the people that weren't willing to take the risk at the beginning, and I think it opens the door for so many different weird little side bets that like are really dangerous,
Yeah, big time dangerous.
or they're not. You know, it's like you risk it for the biscuit. I understand the game, but
That's what my one
shitty game.
buddy, he strictly does live bets. So say the Warriors are losing and their line changed to where they're plus money now,
yeah,
he slams them. And
but you got to, again, before they close the books. It's like it's this
They
weird
close
thing.
it so fast sometimes too. Like
They
I'll
know,
go
they're
yeah,
bet,
they'll
watching.
lock
and then it'll
it
be
all the
gone.
time very
Yeah.
quickly. It's like, God, they're just damn people.
They're
whoever's
fast.
running that
If
shit.
you can beat them at their own game, like but you're going to be the one fish that slipped. That in Nemo when they're swimming through the thing.
Yeah,
Like some of those fish get out of that basket.
I don't get out very often. I get caught in there.
You get reeled up,
Yeah,
filleted,
fillet.
served on a sushi roll.
Mm-hmm. Or McDonald's. All right, so before we get out of here, so yeah, that's betstamp. Go download that. I have questions for you.
I have a couple too.
Let's do it.
I only have
What do you have?
4.
You have 4 questions?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go through a couple here.
We can go like back and forth until like mine run out if you want.
What
Or just go through my 4.
about you do 4, I'll do 4.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
How about you do 2, he does 2, and then you do 2. We'll go a little ping pong. I'll be the net.
Okay. Yeah,
All
let's do
right.
that. We're gonna time this for.
Oh, we're putting a clock on it.
Yeah, you get it. You
Nice.
said what now, hoodie?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, yeah,
I get a hoodie.
yeah. It's coming.
Wait, question. Why do they call you tinted clock if you have no tint?
My car's tinted,
Your collar's tinted? Okay.
and I mean, you never know what I'm doing because it's tinted and it's my name. You feel me?
I don't
A
want to know
smoky
what
figure.
keeps
Can't see
happening
me.
He's
there.
a smoky, shadowy kind of guy.
Smoky
He hangs out around the corners. You never see him, but he sees you.
Type shit.
All right, you ready?
2 minutes since we're going back and forth ping pong. Ready and
Beaches or mountains? For vacation, where would you go?
Beaches.
What's the capital of Alaska?
Fairbanks.
No.
No.
and we are.
Did you start it?
I sure did.
All right, so where we were leaving off, we had an emergency out front. Someone was breaking a bottle and shit. We heard it. We had to go help him, save him, all that shit.
There's a
Yeah,
cat.
go ahead.
Bottle?
Let's crack the champagne before we end
Sure.
this.
Hey, just want to say congratulations to starting your show.
Absolutely.
Thank
Glad I
you.
could be here for
Appreciate
it.
it. Thank you.
Our first guest.
First guest, Maclin. We brought the champagne out. Yeah.
I was not prepared.
Did that. Cali voice. Yeah, we did that too. Pass it over hither.
Straight from the bottle. How's it taste? It tastes like sugar.
Tastes like success.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. That is what I like to hear. All right, well, you got some questions for me? What do you got?
Oh yeah.
Capital of Alaska's Juneau. I already fucking answered that.
Yeah, right.
What do you want to know?
We're past that. We're past it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
50 states. We were talking about 2 individuals that you would go out to eat
Ah,
with.
that's right. That's
to
right.
pick their brain.
It's going to be Rick Rubin.
Reuben.
Yeah, I think
It's a
he's
good
just
one.
a great thinker, someone that I emulate or attempt to emulate.
Don't say shit.
Someone I want to go out to eat with, huh? It's hard. It's a tough one because there's so many people. Just putting it to 2 is always a challenge.
Right.
Fast answer, Rick Rubin, and we're gonna go with Alejandro Jodorowsky,
Wow.
film director.
I like the way you said that.
Film director.
Yeah, look him up. Great movies.
Yeah. What's his most significant movie?
The Holy Mountain.
Holy Mountain. Never seen it.
It's amazing.
Is it?
Yes.
When was it put out?
1960s. The Beatles produced it.
Holy shit. My dad's probably hip to that shit.
He might be. You should ask him about it.
Probably
It's a
is.
wild movie.
Is it?
It's wild.
What's it based around? Without getting too deep into it, what just I don't want to spoil it.
The journey of humans humans on Earth as well as other planets attempting to become enlightened spiritual figures.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm into that.
It's wild.
Really?
Just so you know,
That sounds
you're not going to
wild.
understand it the first time you watch it, so watch it many times.
Okay. I usually watch things multiple times
Cool.
because I don't understand them. Last question I have here. What are 3 things that is a necessity on a 5-hour flight?
Earplugs. Earplugs. Number 1.
Why? So you don't end up on TikTok and World Star?
No, because the like decibel level of the inside of an aircraft is above the safety threshold.
Mm-hmm.
So the longer that you expose yourself to the inside noise of an airplane, the more you damage your ears. I have very sensitive ears, so I try to protect them. So number 1 is earplugs.
Okay.
I always have earplugs when I go on a flight. Number 2, I'm going to need a book and laptop. I mean, come on.
More so you should bring...
Is it my book?
Yeah.
Nice. Another plug.
Bring this on the flight. If
On
you're
your next
going and
flight.
flying, especially a 5-hour flight, take this, read through it multiple times.
Yeah.
You will enjoy that flight.
Wow. Thank you
And
for
the
the
book.
plug. It's called
One
Providence.
thing about me, I'm curious if you're like this. So whenever I'm like reading on a plane or like a moving car, I tend to like read faster. And I don't know why. I don't know if I'm just
I
like,
read so fast. Like I literally read for like way too fast. So I don't know. Pace of reading it's a tough one for me to answer. I think everyone has a different reading pace.
Maybe
Are you
that's it.
notice a difference between when you're reading sitting versus flying?
yes, like if I'm going to bed or just like sitting in the morning with like a cup of coffee, like I
Oh.
will read like way more slow.
It's actually kind of intense. Why?
You're asking me why?
Yes.
Probably
I
because
don't-
she's moving 500 miles an hour through the
I
fucking
think
sky.
because like
Is that
I'm
why?
more like
I
when
don't
I'm
know.
just like sitting in my house, like
Is it your nervous system?
I don't know if
or
I'm just like
anxiousness?
more like around, like thinking about like everything like around me. But like when I'm on a plane or like up in the clouds, there's nothing to like look outside.
Right.
At, I'm just like really locked in on the book, especially if it's like a good book. Then I'm
Right.
like
Hmm.
zooming through it.
That's
know.
interesting. What's the 3rd thing?
Laptop.
Laptop.
I do so many things from my laptop. It's insane.
Yeah.
I make music. I write my things. I do Photoshop. I edit videos. I make apps.
Yeah, you
It's
told
like
me
the
when we
list
were
is
at
long.
town hall the one time that you were fucking around making a couple apps.
Mm-hmm.
How are those going?
Good. I have 2 on the App Store right now. Simple little tools. One's a scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might like it.
Explain.
Just a simple scoring app. Keeps track of the score of a game.
Really?
That's it. Yeah. Basketball, football,
What's it called?
Soccer.
A scoreboard?
Mind Score. So just look up
Mind
Mind Scorekeeper.
Hmm.
And then the other one's a tap counter for a painting I was doing. I had to keep track of how many times I painted this one thing. So I had to make a little counter.
Uh-huh.
Super simple,
That's cool.
but
Can you see like if there have been downloads and stuff?
it's moving. I told a couple people about it
Nice.
through my YouTube channel.
Why did I type it in and a pregnancy and baby tracker came up?
Wow, that's not the one. How
That's
about
not a
how
good
about
sign for you at all.
how about Scorekeeper?
Scorekeeper.
Yeah, Mind Scorekeeper. That'll come up. I still got to build up some credibility in the App Store, but yeah, I've been working on it, and I think it's a really valuable skill to learn because I know how many things are mobile 1st.
Mhm.
So just working on having an imprint on the way people's phones,
Yeah.
the amount of the tools that are on people's phones.
Oh yeah, definitely. Phones have taken over.
Was that it?
Let me see if I can find it.
It's not liking us.
That's right. What else you got while I look for this?
What's your favorite seafood?
Perch.
Hell yeah.
Perch straight out of Lake Erie.
Fish fry Fridays.
It is
Oh,
Friday,
yeah, it is Friday.
Freaky Friday. I go with
Is
salmon
it Freaky
though.
Friday?
Salmon.
Yeah.
There
I
it
can fuck
is.
with some salmon.
Oh, I do love a good salmon with like a little glaze on top of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
That's all I got, honestly.
That's all you want to know?
I have a lot of other questions.
Well, okay.
But
Yeah, I feel like we could talk for hours. 'Cause you're very
Sure.
interesting to me. I've never met like such a creative person before.
Thank you.
see, I told you it was a good first guess.
Yes. Very good.
Did you enjoy being here today?
I did. It was very great. I can definitely see a little a little couple things around that I know could be improved, but I'm
Mhm.
sure we'll talk about them. This is
Mhm.
something I do for so many people in the creative industry, which is reflect on what they've worked on and the presentation they're trying to create
Yep.
and improve it. So,
Definitely. I was definitely going to ask for some pointers.
yep,
'Cause I know you got them.
there'll be a lot, and they're going to be pretty harsh. So I hope you're prepared.
Oh.
All right. Well, this is the end of episode 2. Shout out to Maclin for pulling up. You said what now? Follow us on Instagram. Follow individuals on Instagram and Twitter. Tinted Clock.
Michaela Crotein.
And where can they find you, Maclin?
Just look up Maclin, Maclin. Thank you, Clock, for having me. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Michaela, for asking great questions, and I hope to see you again in the future.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Make sure you go add the Discord as well for sports betting. You Bet What Now is a Discord. It's only $4 a month. You will get your money back as soon as you put it in. I promise you. Everyone, let's have a good one.